Hi Janie, it's Majo, and I'm parked on the same side street that I was last night, but I'm aimed in the opposite direction and I'm about 2 blocks further down the hill. I was going to park pretty much right where I was last night, and some old lady gave me a real hard time. It's kind of legendary the way Americans have this notion that Latinas are real soft and yielding, but that's not the case, truly at all. It's legendary the way you don't want to argue with the Latina because she will not quit. She will not give in till she gets her way. And this old lady was telling me I couldn't park where I had been last night. I said, there's no yellow line. And she jabbered at me in Spanish, and it was clear. And I finally said, well, I gotta go to this tienda, I'll move it later, with no intention of doing so at all. But finally I said, she's gonna come back and give you royal hell. She will, just for the hell of it. So why? So I moved. And it's actually quieter and nicer here. I would call it a solidly middle-class neighborhood. There's no blight, no terrible poverty, and it looks like people have nice apartments here. I had dinner and walked several blocks to where that lady had walked me back last night when I was lost in the dark, and I wanted to go say hi to her. And on the way, I found a lovely open-air cantina, little restaurant, where I had a beautiful meal, and the people were so sweet and wanted to know all about me. All through Mexico, people want to know where are you from and what are you doing and where are you planning to go. This guy's coming down with a push cart they've got these recorded messages telling what they're selling. It's on the trucks, but in this town, it's on the push carts too. Buenas noches. It's so funny. Oh, I had a great experience this morning. Out by my car, I was organizing for my day, and the gas trucks, they come around selling gas because people heat with gas. Cook with gas. And they fill up their gas tanks. Check it out, they've got the recorded messages. That's so hysterical. 2 ladies selling something. So hysterical. So the guy is coming down the street with the gas truck, and they have always, typically, really great music playing along with the announcement. So this guy's coming up the street, and he's got this groovy music, and I'm standing next to the car out in the street, and I start dancing. And this guy, as he's passing me with this big truck, it's a big truck, takes both hands off the steering wheel, puts his arms out the window in order to clap along with me as I was dancing. He was clearly so happy. It made me so happy. It was stunning and so Mexican. So the love of a good time. Oh, they'll join you in a second. Yeah. So it's been a really great day. I was thinking some more about that video I made and your wonderful response to it. I kind of knew I wasn't intentionally going for shock value. I just wanted to say some stuff that was welling up in me to get said about me and safety. But it occurred to me today, and as I read your response, that was a big dose to ask anybody to absorb. And as I was thinking about it tonight, I thought, hon, that was the tip of the iceberg. That was not a third of what I've experienced. And it's true. It's honestly true. There are at least 2 other experiences that have about the same shock value as the carjacking and the concussion, and a whole bunch of others. And I was asking myself tonight, why is it? I did have a huge spiritual experience 4 years ago and turned my life over to God, and I feel the power of Spirit talking to me, telling me what to do, and things large and small. And I feel one with everything pretty consistently. So my first response after I had that experience was, did I get enlightened, or what the fuck just happened to me? And I brought it up in my men's group, and my friend Lee came back with Michael Singer from the book The Untethered Soul, which has gotten a lot of attention but is way too heady for me. But his definition of Enlightenment is unreasonable happiness, happiness that you have for no reason. So that helped me. And then being in Appalachia, where I felt like I was walking in native paths, the idea of being a real human being, and that's my goal, is to be a real human being. And on one level, I feel like there's absolutely nothing special about it. It's what we're all here for. We're all here to wake up and realize that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that we are one with everything. But there's another level on which my personal path has clearly been marked with incredible amounts of drama. Now what's this? Is this a bus coming down this? I don't think I've seen buses coming down this way. This is a truck of some huge variety. He's gonna take my door right off. Big dump truck. Big old lumbering rusty dump truck. Mexico is full of those. They're not pretty new trucks. So many of the trucks in Mexico have been recycled. Even the commercial freight trucks have been recycled from someplace else. Some other name has been whitewashed or painted over. Yeah, poverty, and they can do. Even the big companies. So, why has life picked me out for such extraordinary experiences and so much testing and being developed as dramatically as life is developing me? A part of my story you may know nothing about. Only a handful of people around Jubilee, a fair number of people at Jubilee knew that I was, quote, struggling with mental illness, that I had depression that would land me in the hospitals. What got clear to me only a year before I left Asheville, and very few people know, is that it always was a mistake. It was a misdiagnosis, and landed me in 30 years of such desperate pain, such misery for 30 years, and 15 hospitalizations, and one very serious suicide attempt, and suicide sitting on my shoulder for 30 years talking to me. Life gave me my 30 years wandering around in the wilderness, and then it was like I got shot out of a bow, and I just went into such high states, such states of oneness. And part of the thing with the psychiatrist, I've always had rushes of energy, very high energy, ecstatic states, and that was so far out of the norm that they considered it, well, it has to be an illness then, because that's all they know how to do. And the drugs that I was on for 30 years were so toxic. Oh my God, so I couldn't get better. So when I got off the drugs and everything, I just was, boom, look out, baby, here I come. Yeah. And life just really wants me to be everything I can be and test me and make me stronger. Yeah. So, what a life. And really the last almost 2 years, it was December 22 of 21 is when I got to New Orleans. That was the turning point where my life turned dramatically wonderful. I was so happy in New Orleans for 3 months. Oh my God. I kept saying, back in Asheville, people used to say, you're so Asheville, but no, I'm so New Orleans. The 80% black influence and all the music and all the dancing. I was so at home in New Orleans. Oh my God. And then when I got to the ocean, and the ocean transports me. So, yeah, what a life. Yeah, so walking along the ocean in the last year and a half, I'd just pinch myself and say, what? How did your life go from what it was to this life you're leading now? It seems so unbelievable. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's incredible. Increíble, they say down here. Increíble. Yeah. So, I'm in my cover letter, I'm going to say, feel free to set this aside because we need to get you in the game. I need to be reading your stuff. You need to not be just bowled over by too much stuff from me. So, yeah. I'm a happy camper. This guy down maybe 20 yards away from me is a carpenter. And when I was in this spot on the other side of the street 2 nights ago, he quit by about now. He obviously works late and on a Friday. Well, entrepreneurs, work when you can. But I think he'll quit pretty soon. because I want to go to bed pretty soon. When I let go, I'm going to really trash. All right, love you. Thank you for being in my life. You are extraordinary for how quickly you respond and how richly you respond. I feel amazingly grateful for you. I do. Okay, bye.